go into a recession, of course defined as 2 consecutive quarters of economic contraction. The economy reporting negative growth in the first quarter of this year. It fell by minus 1.2%.
Times are tough for the South African economy. It's expected to grow at 0% this year. The domestic economy is taking its cue from the sluggish global economy. As a result, the demand for our minerals has fallen, together with the prices of commodities. The slump in the mining sector was the main contributor to the contraction in the first quarter. Economist Ian Cruikshanks believes that there is an over 50% chance of negative growth in the second quarter.
If we look at business confidence, that's at a very low, multi-year low. In fact, it's the lowest it's been since the 2008 recession. If we then look at consumer confidence, that is at a very low level because of unemployment, because of interest rates which have gone up slightly so far, high inflation at the over the top of the government's indicative band. So that's a problem. And I think food prices, electricity prices, so much is hitting the cost of living that consumers are saying there's almost an anti-spending movement. They simply are pulling back and saying, so far we're looking at just existing, not at doing well at the moment. So with all of this, we're then likely to have less retail spending. Retailers themselves will be doing less development. I think all these massive new shopping malls will struggle to get enough tenants and indeed to get the shoppers to populate them.
Some are more optimistic. The better-than-expected manufacturing and mining data released recently have been encouraging. Economists say the data suggests that the sector's contribution to the second quarter GDP is likely to have improved significantly.
South Africa is likely to have avoided a recession in the first half of the year, and that's because we're likely to see a sharp improvement in GDP growth in the second quarter due to the comparison against the low base in the first quarter. And this has been supported by the latest releases of manufacturing and mining, which we've seen up to June. Then going forward, there's also reasons for believing that the really negative first quarter GDP growth figures could be a low point in the current business cycle. Meteorologists are suggesting that the drought is over. We've also seen the rand strengthening in recent weeks, and this means that inflation should come in lower than expected, which in turn means that interest rates are unlikely to rise sharply. So lower inflation and interest rates should be supportive of economic growth going forward.
With the global economy still expected to continue a slow recovery, the outlook for the domestic economy remains gloomy. Gloria Sefakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.